I am live. All right, cool. I'm going to work on React Router website updates. So let me tweet out something in case anyone wants to join me. Um, yeah, this will be good. Let me first, I gotta, before I get going, change the display so that people can actually see what I'm doing. Also, my Roomba is running, so hopefully that doesn't mess with the sound too much. Okay, cool. Let's just start sharing the screen and we'll see what it looks like. All right, cool. ReactRouter.com. So I'm trying to make this website look nicer. Just because it's just a little bit behind in a few ways. So if we do a side-by-side comparison of the staging site, which is like on the old version, and the newer site, it looks like I've got a bunch of these up. So delete that one. Oop. Close that one and close that one. And stop going back to Fastly. All right. Cool. So this is unfortunate that you can't see both. I need to zoom out just a little bit, I think. Cool. So if we go to like the tutorial, you can see that these are a little bit different. There's not huge differences. We made the titles bigger. A lot of these style changes were made by Ryan. I don't know how to say his last name. Like D. Like, I don't know. Someone on Twitter. Let me find him. I tweeted about him a second ago. But yeah, he was just like some dude who's like, hey, Remix website needs to look better. And he was right. But I'm not sure if I know how to spell his name. So, oh man, I tagged him. Not this. This guy. Let's see. Oops. No, that's how you say the word pronounced. I'm so silly. Like D. You probably can't hear this, so I'll have to repeat it back for you. Lecty. Okay, Ryan Lecty. Anyways, thanks, Ryan. He made the website look better. So we took some of his changes. We've made headers look better. This was super weird. I don't know why. Like oh my gosh, the text lines were just so short and did not look good. So we've cleaned those up, and we got better fonts, and it all just looks a lot better. And the code is a little bit nicer, just looking than it looked before, which is great. Just I don't know, everything just looks a lot better. You can't see it right now, so let me pull out. That's a bad example. Oh, we added the changelog, or I added the changelog, and then you've got like this hierarchy, which is nice. So you can see like, oh, 6.2, because before these were all just like in line, like there was no hierarchy on the right hand side, so that was kind of dumb. So the two things I have on my mind, actually, let me pull up the not that React router. By the way, this website is completely open source. If you weren't aware and you're watching this and you're like, I want to learn from this website, like this has been open source since before the Remix website was open. So this is open. And there are a few issues. I need to go through the old ones and see. There's some stuff like this. There's someone said that we had some issues with like our light and dark mode. Like it would flash back. I could not reproduce this, so if someone else can, that's would be helpful. But I need to look into it more, make sure I'm following his steps correctly or their steps correctly. Okay, so we got upgrade to Vite. I want to do that. I want to add search to the docs. I'm probably not going to do that today just because like I need to set up doc search, or there's another one. I keep forgetting. I think it's on the Remix website. I've got this open issue to look into TypeSense. Um, yeah, lightning fast open source search, no PhD required. That seems pretty cool. I like that a lot. I like the idea of using something that's easy. But doc search is kind of, it's been around for a while. It's like Algolia's. It's free Algolia search. I think like Tailwind probably uses it. There's a lot of people who just, yeah, who kind of have it. And then the Remix docs have it as well. But React Router has no docs or no searching. So we want to add that at some point. Um, and so the next thing that I want to do will be, yeah, adding Vite and then improving the docs navigation. And what I mean by that is these docs are like collapsible, these navigations. So yeah, I want to add that. So I might add that first, just because that's kind of a visual change, and those are always a little bit nice. So let me close these up, clean up a little bit here, and then I'm going to go to VS Code. And we'll make sure I'm on the main. Check out a branch called Brooks slash, what do I want to call it? Collapsible. Sorry, getting distracted here. Collapsible menus. All right, cool. So let's get that up and running. Cool, cool. All right, this is way too zoomed in. All right, sweet. So we just want to make these collapsible. That'll be nice. And the nice thing is we actually have in React or in Remix, again, we've kind of done this work. So this should be pretty easy just to kind of take what we did there and do some of the same. So let's do that. So the first one was this make doc section collapsible. And let's see, a few things were changed. So we got rid of this. Yeah, I don't know why I had this before. I don't think that exists in the current version. Also, let's open it up. Okay, so I think I'm going to want to do this as the left half and then this is the right half, just so I can kind of see what I'm working on. All right, so got the nav menu desktop. Yeah, there's a bunch of things in here. We don't have doc search. Okay, cool. All right, so a nav menu desktop right now is just like this wrapper. And this is what was changed here. This is pretty similar. The only thing that was changed was we changed the gap. Oh, there's not even a gap on this one. Interesting. We had some negative. We had negative margins. There's some weird things here. I don't know if I'm gonna worry too much about like those little spacing things at the moment. So let's go down into the menu, and we are going to add yeah, all this stuff. So okay, inside of each of these list items, this is the actual category itself. You got the menu category heading and all these kind of different things. So also I think my Roomba is about to come in here, so TBD if this gets really loud, we'll see. All right, so we want this details. If you're not familiar with what the HTML details tag is, it's very nice. It just creates this little simple details thing. Here you go, some small enough, yeah, blah blah blah. And the summary is the thing that you can change to look however you can style it however you need to. So there's that. Okay, so we are gonna take this details. And this is probably not, I don't think this is 100% correct. So I think what I want to do is I want to go to the final version of this thing. So this is the file I want to be in. And I'm going to go to that file. Look up those details. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. So we got a details menu. I think this is, oh, that's the mobile one. That's not what I want either. Man, none of this is what I want. I think it's this one, menu category details. Perfect. Okay, cool. Because the reason is, and again, sorry, my Roomba is about to make a really loud noise, so I'm just gonna give it 1 second. This is very optimal recording setup. Okay, so this menu category details. The reason that this was the way we wrote this in Remix is we want to know what the active path is. So if we get that active path, that allows us to basically, like on the Remix docs, if you're on a like a specific page, we want to automatically open that up so that you can see exactly where you are. That's pretty helpful. So that's why we need that active path. So that'll be helpful. and then is open and set open. We do have a little bit of state, and usually in Remix apps we don't use a lot of state or a lot of use effects, but we did here, just because we need to kind of synchronize those two things together. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So I'm gonna copy this and let's see if we need to add anything else. So that type, of course, we'll need to add. That's pretty simple. Cool. So yeah, we got if there's an active path, or rather use active path, this thing was already written for us, which is nice. It just does a bunch of the use navigation, use resolve path to, matching path, et cetera, et cetera. So that's good. And that already does exactly what we need it to do. And then we say is open by default. It will be whatever the is active path is. And then if is active path is ever true, and that use effect, we just always want to synchronize and say that set is open is to true. This helps us synchronize things. And then whenever we toggle, we also want it to be open. So yeah, just little details to keep everything open when it should be open. Okay, so that's good. And that gives us a lot of what we want. And then up here inside the li, we're going to throw it in here and then wrap it on the inside of here. So that'll get us that piece. Of course, we need the slug, which would be category dot slug. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is pretty good so far. The other thing we're gonna want is we're gonna want this summary, and the summary will wrap up pretty much, yeah, this whole thing. So now this header is all like is the summary piece of the category. Cool. Let me make sure that this no triangle is actually a class. So we do have a no triangle class. Okay, that seems fine. Cool. Okay, let's see if that alone did what I wanted it to do. Oh man, see, I can't. This is too zoomed in. All right, totally. Yeah, it did close them, which is good. These styles are completely off, so we're gonna have to fix that. So some other things that we're missing is we're actually missing. Yeah, this part. Oh man, the icons href. Are we using that same kind of thing? Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Okay, so we need just a little caret so we can see whether or not it's open, have that context. And let's add that and check if that worked. Okay, cool. So yep, that's correct, which is great. Yeah, some things that I do want to change is I want to change some of these styles because they do kind of look bad at the moment. But this is pretty good so far. And this definitely gets us what we want for the most part. And if I refresh this, cool, the correct thing is open. And if I go to one of these, it opens the correct thing and it maintains all the other things as open. Perfect. All right, so that's like most of the way there, which is good. Yeah, the rounded is a little much for me. It shouldn't be rounded full. It should probably be rounded. I don't know what, I want to see what these are rounded to because I just want it to match. Oh my goodness. Whatever these are. All right, I'm gonna have to full screen this. What is it, radius? So 0.375, which is rounded medium. So we'll change that to rounded medium. I don't know where this class name is coming from. Oh, why did we do this? Wait, sorry. I'm totally in the wrong spot, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, cool. So you're rounded to XL, rounded medium. That should be much better. Oh man, this is why I need to upgrade to Vite because this is pretty slow at updating. Okay, that looks a lot better, which is good. Okay, so one thing that looks kind of weird is there's like a lot of extra spacing on this thing. And I'm not totally sure why. I think there's maybe some extra margin somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so this is where it's gonna go away. I don't need this anymore. So I want to keep looking at the other kind of style changes we made. So what are some things I changed? Changed the actual this gap 3 is kind of interesting. No, I don't think I need to worry about that. I think what I need to do is yeah, I can see it now. This should be This should be like centered, essentially. So flex, select none, that's good. Justify between, that's good. And then I don't think there's like an align. Yeah, there's an align items center, which is doing the correct thing. Okay, no, so it is centered. It totally doesn't look centered though. I'm so confused. Yeah, that's not centered at all. What is going on there? Um, okay, it's this thing. If we get rid of block, does that do it? Oh gosh. This is the stuff that drives me nuts. Let's see. All right. So let's see. What am I trying to center? I'm trying to. It's this menu category link, I think, is what I changed. Let's look at the history of this. This is going to be a little more helpful, I think, because I can see all the things that I've changed. Um, so this one, this is just when I rounded them, so that's not that helpful, and I've already changed that. This one, automatically opening. Yeah, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, let's go back to this guy. Let's see some more things that I changed because this might be a little more helpful. Yes, this is, I believe, what I'm looking for. So in menu category heading, that's not a thing, is it? Or did I just type it wrong? Okay. Oh, it's this guy, menu category link. So yeah, you've got some styles. Oh my gosh, that yeah, I don't love. My goodness, what is this thing? Hmm. Let's see if I can get you. There we go. Open. So I think it's you. You've got, or no, this isn't. This isn't it, is it? What are these menu category links? Components, menu category link. What the? Am I just making this up? Where is this actually used? Yeah, it's definitely used inside of these. Why menu category? You're just saying details. That's not what I want though. Don't know why these aren't showing up. Well, this is very strange to me. These menu category links don't seem to render at all. But maybe I'm totally doing something wrong, I think. So what, okay. Using the React Dev tools, what actually is this thing? This is the menu category details. That makes sense. And then you've got a menu link right here. And then those links. Okay, so these links aren't here. I don't actually want to change those. I want to change, um, boop, 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 boop. Hmm. All right, let's inspect it not with the React component tree, but with just normal stuff. What are you? And why do you look so weird? Okay, so this thing has got some margin on it, and I want to remove that. Yeah, so you've got a margin bottom. which doesn't make much sense. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So you're inside of that. You're the div inside there. That was a distraction. I'm not sure what that was. Okay. Yeah. This guy. This is what I don't want. So it's this, okay, so category, if the category has content, fascinating, then you're going to render this thing. Otherwise, you're going to render this thing. What is category has content? Do any of these categories have content? What is the menu? Let's see what the shape of this thing is. The shape of the menu. Right, so it's a bunch of these things. None of them have content. I don't know what, I don't even know what has content is in this context. What it'd be rendering, which kind of makes me nervous about this. Okay, I think I'm maybe gonna switch to the Vite upgrade instead because I think this is I need to look a little bit more into what this has content thing is. Let's do a quick search and see if we can find. Yeah, so it's in here and then docs.push. If the markdown length is greater than 0, then it has content. That is that's interesting. Based on parsing the attributes. That is super fascinating. Okay, yeah, I don't know totally what that is, but I'm gonna switch from this because this is not really what I'm interested in right now. All right, so we're gonna do Vite. We're gonna do the Vite upgrade instead. Let's try and I had some work in progress, and there are some things about it that I like, but let's maybe just yeah, let's check that out. So Brooks slash I think it's just Vite. And if we look at the log, what do we have? We have upgrade dependencies, install Vite, and update tsconfig. Yeah, so that was kind of an annoying little thing that I don't really need to repeat. So let's make sure that main is up to date. And then we'll go back and we're going to rebase off of main. So some things failed, which makes sense. So let's see what's failing in here first. Okay. Yeah. So we want the incoming changes, but we don't want this package anymore. So that was one conflict. And then this one. So we definitely want the incoming again. Yeah, the incoming all looks correct. Cool. All right, so that's good. That fixed that one. And then we'll just say accept all incoming because we're probably just gonna run this one again anyway. And that should get everything shored up, which is good. All right, sweet. So packages are, ooh, sorry. Ooh, getting a ring notification. 1 second. Oh, just the mail. Now my dog's gonna bark. All right. Okay, so that was that step. I'm gonna go ahead and push this with the force. With the force. And so that's up to date. So now what we need to do is actually start using the Vite config. So I've got Vite installed, which is good. Let's make sure everything, all our tests and stuff run still. Cool. Okay. All right. So let's just go through the migration guide on Remix and see how easy that makes it. Vite. This I wish was not in future still, but it's a work in progress. It's all good. Okay, so getting started. That's not what I want. I want migrating. So we install it. We already have it installed, and then we're going to create this vite.ts file. Oop, vite.config.ts. Then we add our config, and then that pulls in the Remix plugin, and then we run the Remix plugin, which makes sense. We have a few other things though that we're definitely missing. Subset of supported remix config options, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we need to get rid of live reload. We'll just go through how it says to do, and then I'll follow back up on things that seem wrong. Why are you upset? What? Reload. Let's just reload everything and see if that fixes it. All right, so live reload. You don't need this anymore if you're using Vite. That was like a remix old compiler kind of specific thing. And so we can get rid of live reload. Do we have it in multiple places? We did have it in multiple places. Weird. That is an interesting setup. Okay. So we can get rid of that. And now we kept the scripts. That's good. TypeScript integration. So we're just going to change the name from remix.env.dts. Yeah, this guy to just this env.dts. It doesn't actually have to be named that. It's just a little bit more general, I think, is the idea. Get rid of the remix dev one and replace it with Vite client. Inside of our ts config, we need to make sure we're actually referencing that, which looks like it already picked it up, or I already changed it and forgot that I changed it. Skip lib. Yep, we get that still. And then module ES next, and the module resolution should be bundler. So those are good. All right, this Roomba's coming back in one more time. I think I'm gonna stop this time because it's very distracting. Just yeah, he'll just wait. Okay, cool. So there is something that this skipped that I don't like, and it's the TS config paths. Yeah, I need this thing inside of it for all my like. This is for if you're using like squiggly slash to reference stuff. Yeah, as like your root, that's actually set up in tsconfig with those paths, and so you need a little plugin for this. And I believe I've already installed it potentially. Yeah. So we just need it. Okay, cool. So that's good. Oh, that's funny. In this example, it's not even being used. Okay. All right, that's good. Back to migrating. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is, yeah, we're gonna change out all these scripts. So migrating from the Remix app server, let's make sure that's actually what we're using. So if we go into package, we've got our build, we've got our dev, and then our start is, yeah, Remix serve. So we are using at Remix run slash serve. We're using that that package. Okay, cool. So that's easy. So let's change out the dev script. Let's change out the build script. And then the start script. It's going to look similar, but the path has changed just a little bit. Okay, ooh, sorry, this should that should not be running. Okay, and then we're gonna need to install global node polyfills. This is going to change. I mean, I think we'll still have these for a while, but we're now going to be relying on like the node version of fetch, I think, soonish for like node 20 and above. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but we'll just go ahead and follow this for now because I think this is correct, and we're also on node 18. So something else we can fix later on. And then we just call it because this is a good route that we have to install those polyfills. Okay. Now let's do, yeah, we do want the server to be 3000 because that's what we'll be expecting. Okay, so theoretically, that's not bad. Theoretically, this will kind of work-ish. So I like to actually start with just trying to build it instead of running the dev first, and seeing what I run into. Oh, one thing I need to realize is that I have the remix config still, and I should probably get rid of that slash migrate it over. So future, there's nothing in here. These go away. These go away. This one, I think we're gonna keep it for now. I'll try to upgrade at a later point. Hopefully this doesn't pose a problem. We'll see. And then we don't need all of this. So we're good here. So the remix config can go away. Let's also just delete random stuff that we don't need. For instance, Is there a build directory? No, there's no public though. Do you have a build directory? Like what's in here? Yeah, let's just delete that. Sorry, rm minus rf. Okay, and then let's clear that cache. Not that it's gonna be using that anymore, but just makes me feel good. Oops. Okay, another install. And then npm run build. Now let's see what it does. It's probably gonna fail. Because like this never works the first time. Which is okay. All right, so we got a few things. So yeah, this is what I was running into last time. Okay, so this is an error that a lot of people run into when doing this upgrade, and it says like CommonJS resolver. Um, I'm sorry, this is a work thing. Just making sure this is not a big deal. Nope, it's not. Okay. Um, CommonJS resolver server only module reference by client. So basically, it's saying, hey, inside of some client, specifically, it's saying this one, we're deeming this as a client, like API or client module rather, and you're trying to import something with a .server. And so before, with the ES build based bundler with Remix, things were just like we we would just kind of guess more or less and let everything kind of shake out, I guess. Maybe I think we use like tree shaking. I can't remember exactly because I didn't build it. But yeah, it would just figure out what should go to the server and what shouldn't, and it kind of worked pretty good for the most part. But then with Vite, and not really just because of Vite, but because in general we wanted to do a better job here, we are trying to encourage you to be a lot more specific um, about when something should be just server or not by using the .server tag. The good thing is though, I can instead of having to add .server to every single one of these files, we can make this whole like folder a .server folder, and then that will determine that everything within it can only run on the server, which is nice. And I think that's how I want to do it. But I know there's also one other thing I'm gonna want, and maybe we'll just get to that as we go. So let's just try this really naive approach. Also, let me see. I might want to just like commit all this for now, because sometimes that makes it easier. Let's just say went through the migration steps. Okay, cool. So that saves everything where it is. So getting back to this, we're gonna change this to GitHub docs/server or .server, I mean, and that makes that whole directory just a server directory, which is nice. Which means hopefully hopefully everything just totally worked. Let's see. That's not gonna be right. I doubt that is weird that that's in there. Whatever. Maybe it's not weird. Yeah. See, so these didn't update, which is a little bit annoying, but that's not a big deal. Who would have just thought that VS Code would have figured that out for me? So let's update these. Nothing more exciting than updating a bunch of references. You can't find that, really. You really can't find that. I believe in you. Yeah, see, it's right there. You found it. Good job. Right, this one. And yeah, gosh, okay. Why are there so many? This is super interesting. So many different references to it. Okay, cool. So those are all good. But now the thing I want to do is I might be getting ahead of myself, but we'll see. I feel like all of these don't need to have server anymore associated with them, and hopefully those will actually update. So that one updated because now this whole directory is like server only. So you should be good. Boom. All right. We'll try to build again. Okay, everything broke. Okay, kind of the same thing but different inside of here. This redirects file says, hey, you're trying to reference check URL server, and those things. This is it thinks that this is a client only server. So let's just change this also to redirects.server, and then let's remove the .server from these. Well, actually, sorry, I should do this one at a time. So redirects from, oh man, what's it gonna be? Modules. That must not be what it's called. Oh, there it is. Oh, I was missing a slash. All right, dot server. So we change this one. So that's good. Okay, cool. And then back in here, we can change these to no longer be dot server. Cool. And that should fix potentially some things. Running the build again. We're going to see what else is broken. Okay, it took longer. I think that's always a good sign. Tags, that's, oh my gosh, it's the exact same thing. I'm going to close all these files. There's so many files open. All right, same thing. Tags.server. Wait, what? No, this one's different. So inside of you, you're importing tags.server. Where the hell is that coming from? Oh, it's coming from here. I just missed one. No worries. So yeah, these are all implicitly server now, is kind of what I'm thinking. All right, run the build one more time. Now, which one breaks? Oh my gosh, why? What are all those yellows about? It's always nice in the middle of a migration just to see a shit ton of yellow and red thrown at you. Right. So now in the root, it says, hey, you can't import Tailwind this way. That's wrong. That's incorrect, which it's right. I have to say that it is. Oh, no, it doesn't know already. Let's reload TypeScript. TS, restart TS server. I would have thought that this, yeah, I'm surprised that's not showing up. Usually I feel like it does. It would like give me an autocomplete that I can do question mark URL. It's not a big deal, but basically this now forces this import to import this as a URL, which is what I want it to be because I'm passing it into the links. So I think that's good. That should get rid of that one. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this so I can run it and make sure that it got rid of that. Man, it's just whack-a-mole. That's what this game is. Whack-a-mole of all the different stuff that the plugin yells at you about. Big wall of text. Okay, that looks like it's gone. Man, bunch of other stuff. My goodness. That's all like the same error over and over again, I'm pretty sure. All right, default is not exported from app. Yeah, so similar thing. So we got doc style, and we want to add URL. So let's make sure that this one also goes away. Build it one more time. Okay, that one's gone. Oh, this actually worked. No way. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. All right, cool. That worked. What is what is all of this though? What is going on? All right, the CGS build of Vite's Node API is deprecated. Don't use it, or you're a bad person. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know about it, anyone else, but I'm getting the vibe that I'm a bad person for using this. Vite CGS Node API deprecated. The CGS build of Vite's Node API is deprecated, and will be removed in Vite 6. Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll be getting rid of that. That is okay. You're right. I'm a bad person for using that. I'm sorry. Module node crypto has been externalized for browser compatibility. Imported geez by this thing. Oh, what? Oh, because this is more. I think this is more CommonJS stuff. So it's just giving me all these warnings that a bunch of garbage has been externalized. So if I shouldn't have to do this, but I'm wondering if I do throw this into the so you say it has been externalized. So SSR. So there's like you can put stuff in the no external. But I don't know if that's what it wants me to do. I mean that would be a temporary thing just to get rid of the walls of yellow. And I don't really want to do that. So maybe I did the wrong version. Let's see. No, it didn't. Okay, that's a red herring. Let's not go that route. Okay, so the build technically worked, but there's definitely other stuff that's broken. So let's run dev. And so we can see how stuff's going. All right, dir name is not defined. So inside of dot m, oop, yeah, good. .md.ts. Oh, I can delete this to do. Yeah. Okay, so inside of this one, we don't need to do this data stuff anymore. We can, I believe, just import from, what can we call it? Whatever, from, where is it? Oh, it's one up. Dot data, nope. Where's the data? How many times am I gonna go up? All right, there we go. Base16.json. JSON. I always say Jason. I know it's not Jason. I know that's not how you pronounce it. I still do that though. Okay, so this is base 16. Where does this thing get used? It gets used here. Let's actually see. Here's where it will be helpful to go to Remix website and see how this specific piece was handled by Mark when he initially did this. So if we look up Vite, let's actually look up Vite. Not that one, this one. Cool. So if we do the markdown.server.ts, we can see, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm a little surprised you don't have to like pass raw into that. I guess because it's JSON, it knows it's raw. Okay, cool. That's good with me. So we call it theme JSON, and then down here we change a few things. So let theme. So here we're doing a weighted return type of load theme. I don't think we're gonna do the load theme anymore. We do get height, or we do toShiki theme, and that comes from Shiki. Okay, cool. So let's change that Shiki one. This is a syntax highlighter. Sorry if you're not familiar with what Shiki is. It is a syntax highlighter, and this file is crazy. Okay, and then here we take the theme or the toShiki theme of the theme as any. Just ignore those types. Okay, that's fine. And then we get the highlighter promise, yada yada yada. And then we'll have a highlighter, and that's good. And then the last thing we need is the code. What was that called? Oh, we already had this. That's good. All right, this is all the same. Okay, cool. So that's good. That fixes that one. So let's see, where else are we using dir name? Inside a fixture path, that's fine because that's a test. Oh, yeah, it's still here. We just need to delete it all, and then we can get rid of the path. Okay, cool. So now if we go here, everything works. So we're now on Vite. Cool. Oh, nothing works, of course, but that's fine. We don't need anything to work. We're already on Vite. So everything's good. Okay, so um, why is that showing a 404? No doc for start / overview. Oh, the redirects file. So I think redirects, yeah. So this 404 is coming from this catch-all. And there's a very well-named function called why do we not have good middleware yet, Ryan? And that runs a bunch of stuff, handles redirect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what's going on. Because yeah, we do fs and then we do path. So this is just failing immediately. So did we handle this in here? Redirect, oops, redirects. I would have thought it would have been in here. Maybe it's HTTP server. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. So this redirects file, this is kind of, yeah. So we have like this redirects file. It's just a flat file. And it obviously, it does kind of what it says. It says, hey, like if someone types in /docs /anything, redirect them to just the /anything, the /catchall. Because they're probably trying to come from like some old version or whatever. And for things like core, web, and native, those just go to React Router, the v5 React Router docs. So cool. So we want that to work, and the way that Mark solved it previously, he just did an import of that file, so we can just console.log that out and see what the contents of that look like. So no, yeah, that's fair. Let's try it correctly. Where are those redirects? You're just at the root, right? Okay. Yeah, if we go too far up, that's not going to be all right. Surprised. I don't see it. I think this is right. I think it's just not showing up. I think that's correct. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it just didn't like VS Code, I guess, didn't want to show it to me. Thought I didn't deserve to see that. Okay, cool. All right, so there's the redirects file, contents. So that's nice. We've got those. And then the next thing, so yeah, this is nice. You can just kind of delete all this like file finding crap. So what were we, oh my goodness. Okay, so before we were doing buffer.toString split by new line. Let me close this. Do a bunch of stuff. Oh man, this was a lot. This was a lot. I probably should have seen actually what the previous redirects even look like, because we're definitely doing a lot of parsing. I wonder how similar this one looks. So you're mostly just getting rid of the file path kind of stuff, but it looked a little bit different. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of annoying. I wonder if we can just take this one and copy it wholesale. Let's try it. We are going to need to definitely do some validation before we actually push that. So redirects. Actually, what was that file called? It was called http.server. Okay, so http.server, we're going to copy the redirects part. Oh man, see, this is super interesting. What's this like safe? That thing's used nowhere? I don't know what that is. Okay, we're going to take this one. So I think that's what we want to use. To do, add support for path to regexp to redirect with star and stuff. Oh, that makes me really nervous. That sounds like it is not working correctly, or not going to work the way I expect. Yeah, this one is definitely different. This is super interesting. Yeah, I'm going to need to definitely do some verifying that this actually works. So let's pull out this one and see what it looks like. Also, what is this? Get valid redirect code. Let the default be 302. If there's no code, return the default code. Okay. And if the code is a string, then you just parse it, blah, 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 and you're just trying to get the code. So, and this maybe code comes from the line, the split. Okay, because theoretically this thing can give you a code, but we don't actually do that. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Which were we doing that here? Kind of. We were just saying that the code, yeah, here we got maybe code, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the same thing. So let's pull that one in. Should probably be testing all this. Okay, so yeah, get valid, redirect code. Number is not assignable to Boolean, that's fine. I don't need you to be assignable to a Boolean. Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay. And then the redirect, I believe, is imported up here. Yeah. So let's import it up here. But you don't like the status. Boolean is not assignable to a number. Found redirects. is a redirect. If it's there, then redirect. Well, I'm not 100% sure about that. Oh, geez. Okay, so what was this doing before? This was saying toString split by the new lines. And then for each of them, you're going to take the redirects. And for each line, if it starts with a hash, or if it's nothing, you're just going to continue. We don't care about those. That makes sense. Similarly, we're doing the same thing here. We're saying for let line of redirect file content split by in. Okay, cool. Then we say line.trim, and whether it's one of these, you're just going to skip it. So skip comments and empty lines and whatnot. Okay, so that's the same thing so far. The code, we already got that. The splat, super basic support for splats. It seems similar. So from, to, and then maybe code. That is the format we have. We have from, to, and then maybe code. And then we're going to do redirects. With all these redirects, we'll push from, to, and then get valid redirect code. Number is not assigned to type boolean. Why? What are you referencing? Let's put it up here. Okay, so it's the actual assignment here that it doesn't like. Because this should be a number. That makes sense. And then redirects, you want me to be of type. Oh, got it. We're setting all the redirects up here. Interesting. Yeah, that makes more sense. So this type redirect should be fascinating. So you've got string, boolean number that you were using before. Because you had from, to, splat, and then code. So that was just saying whether or not you were, in fact, a splat. Yeah, that's a little weird. Uh, okay, so with the handle redirects, where is this actually used? Would you search for the symbol? There we go. It's used inside of here with that path name. Man, what were you actually doing with the splat though? I guess let's see how you're used here, because this might be a little bit more helpful. So read redirects file. You are used. You got a check. Okay, that's good. You do actually have a check, or a test rather. Redirect. Oh, perfect. Okay, this is actually correct. Great. Okay, let's do this then. This will help me immensely. Can I filter by check URL? Oops. Yeah, and you'll fail. Good. Good. You should fail. Should you? No such file or directory open. Yada. That is slightly confusing to me though, because I wouldn't have expected this to. Let's actually comment out everything that I've added and just make sure that the original test works. Because nothing I've done should really change it from working, I wouldn't think. So it's saying I can't find code / React Router website / app / modules / redirect __ fixtures yada. And I wonder if that's because I changed the name from redirects to redirects.server. It is 100% because of that. Okay, so now this works. Let's make sure everything works. That would have been a better idea to just like test everything first. Okay, awesome. So everything's working. We're gonna do check URL, and it runs through all that stuff, which is great. So it gets me all these redirects. What do these look like? Nice. Hamburger goes to taco, beef goes to cheese, and then this is doing that true test, the true and false for the splat. Fascinating. So interesting. Cool. I love this. I love that this is a test and that it works and that I didn't have to write it myself. I can just use someone else's test. Okay, sweet. So, um, why I don't actually get though why we were keeping track of whether or not this is a splat thing. That's the part that really that really confuses me here. So we take the redirects and then we say and we get the URL. So this is just handle redirects. It's pretty simple little function. It's doing my read file thing, and then with it, it does check URL. And so I want to see what does check URL do. So that takes the URL and takes the redirects and says from to splat status. Okay, cool. And so then it says match. If there's a splat, then you do that, that. Okay, cool. Cool. So if I go back here and handle redirects, this one actually does the redirecting for you. Okay, so let's not change too much. Let's just do it the way this is written since it already works. And we're gonna change the read file to yeah, just to keep passing this test, but do it the way we like it. So we'll get redirects file contents, which is just this. And I think this will do everything correctly. Okay, cool. Failed. Location to be that undefined. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's see. Let's console log these redirects. The problem is I'm not 100% sure if this test is going to actually be able to pull out these contents correctly. Let's see if it will. Okay, cool. So it totally did pull that out, which is good. Um, oops. So redirects file contents. Yeah, I want to split by n. I want to see what that looks like. Oh, excuse me. That is yeah, that's good. So that's all these things. So then why? Yeah, so the redirects look like this, which is pretty good. That's what I would expect them to look like. Sorry, I'm kind of speaking into my hand there. Oh, shoot. It's not reading the actual fixture. Gosh darn it. Oh my gosh. It's reading the real path. So how do we get this thing to read? Because from here, I just want to actually import it. I think I can use meta. No, this language is in JavaScript. Sorry, referring to the YouTube chat. So import .meta what can we use? How can we just pull out a single file? So we take the vdocs, import .meta. What are all the things that we get? .resolve. What does resolve do? Does this give me the thing that I want? It gives me like a URL, which is interesting. I think I just want to import this though. Yeah. I just want to import whatever the file name is. So it's relative path. Oh, this is so annoying. I don't want to. Just for testing purposes, I don't want to do this. Maybe I just need to mock whatever that is. And then it'll be good. I definitely got further than I expected. The day is wrapping up. So am I going to be done here is my question. Well, let me really fast go back to the dev and just see if this is not working again. So hopefully this is no longer a 404 because theoretically I fixed it, but in reality I didn't. Very sad. Process is not defined, so I think there's some other problem going on. So I'm gonna have to keep whittling away at this and figuring out what's going on. But yeah, if you watch this, thanks for watching. I think I've made enough progress for now, but yeah, I need to figure out how to get these redirects. This test is just set up in a different way to where it's like reading it from a file, but I don't really want to read it from a file. And then I've got some other just like issues to track down. Basically, like why process is not defined. Like what is it referencing there? So yeah. Anyway, lots of little things involved in upgrading to Vite. So yeah, fun times.